You and I just spoke earlier today regarding the house, and I'm going to walk around and show you. We'll do a walk around to the house and see pretty much everything that I know that might be addressed as far as fixes go. Some of the stuff is clearly our fault and would be appropriate to take out of a security deposit, and then some of the stuff is just wear and tear. But I'll walk you around. I'll show you absolutely everything that I know about. Unscripted. I don't have any notes. So let's check it out. So this door, I don't know what my kids did, but there's like a little piece of molding here that came off, and there's a crack here. I glued it back on, and it's functional, but it doesn't look great. So might replace the molding or paint it over or something of that nature. That's that. This little dining room area, I can't think of anything that's wrong here. This area here, I'm just thinking out loud, so excuse my stammering. I don't think there's anything wrong in here that I can think about. It's been a while since that fan's been dusted, but nothing materially wrong. I'm sure my kids have thrown something on top of this shelf here either. I could take a look, but I'm not aware of any problems there. This closet, I don't think there's anything wrong here. Let's see, we're in the laundry room. Also, can't think of any problems. My wife complained, and I have not been able to replicate this, but she complains that there's a drip at times coming from the back here into the basin. It's possible that there's a bad open shut valve for these water tubes in the back. Unclear. I'll keep an eye on it. So this is getting loose. As far as, we don't really use the alarm system, so I don't know if there's a problem with it or not, but as far as I'm aware, it's fine. This is new. The screw fell out. I'll put a new screw in here. But it lights up fine, and as far as I know, it's operational. My wife is moving stuff around, so this garage is a mess. Something that just happened recently is I'm having a problem getting the remote controls working for this garage door. And it's a problem with both of the remotes. So I don't know if something's up with the receiver module for the garage door opener. I think there might be a lock thing. I don't know. I have to goof around with it more, but there's potential for a problem with this garage door opener. Although if I press this button, it opens and closes fine. So it might be a receiver module kind of thing. I'll dig a little deeper on that. There's a little bit of paint peeling up here, which may or may not be indicative of water up here. I have not noticed this till pretty recently. It's possible some water blew under the soffit. I'm not really sure what's going on. I've never seen any dripping or anything, but there could be something's going on up there. Probably the mystery of this house is what's going on inside the walls in the attic. I don't really know, but it might be worth getting someone to check it out. That's kind of the mystery factor of this house. The refrigerator works fine. It's kind of a beater refrigerator. It doesn't look good, but it works fine. It's worked well enough for us. All right, so that's that. All right, let's move into the kids' bedrooms. My son has a temper and he kicked the wall. I re-sheetrocked it, but I need to put some paint on it. So that's what's going on here. A lot of these walls are kind of dirty from kids living here for years, and I can scrub those down. I don't think anything's up with this pantry. I'm gonna move into my son's room. Let me think what might be wrong here. There's a small hole here from doors getting slammed. What I found is that I put these little door stoppers in here. There was already the mount part of it, but for some reason all the screws had been, or the little springs had been removed. So I added those, but in some cases the damages have been done. I have a kit for this. I can patch this up. That's a pretty easy one. What else is going on in here? The only other thing I can think of in this room is, remember back years ago, there was an issue with the bathroom, the toilet seal leaking in the bathroom in between on the other side of this wall. And it ended up just being the wax seal. But at the time, what we were seeing was this corner being wet. So this is what the corner looks like now. Doesn't look terribly bad, but there's no more padding under the carpet anymore. Not so noticeable to us because of the way we use this room, but that's something you might consider, putting some padding back under there. I don't even know how noticeable it would be to anybody, but I know it's there and I thought I would mention it. Let's see. The bathroom here, I'm trying to think. There's no cold water on this. The cold water doesn't work on this sink, and I don't think it ever has. So you might know the background story of that, but I'm pretty sure this has never worked. This toilet seat works fine, but as you can tell, it doesn't look great. So if you were renting it again or trying to sell it, you might consider upgrading this toilet seat. I replaced the wheels on this sliding door because it was falling down a lot. So I put new wheels on. It's still not always on the tracks, but it's probably better than it was. What else is going on here? My son uses this tub almost every day and it looks fine. It doesn't look like there's any craziness going on with water damage or anything like that. The tile's pretty white. It looks better than the shower in our room, which we'll talk about in a bit. Closet here, I don't think there's anything to mention there. Regarding during the hurricane, right above this air conditioning vent, I heard a tapping, like water was dripping. I have gone back in the past and listened for it, but it hasn't rained much since then. So I don't know if there's a leak in the roof of some sort. I have not experienced it at all since the hurricane. So it might have been a one-time thing with wind blowing, rain places it doesn't normally go. Or there might be something else going on, but it might be smart to have someone that knows what they're doing going up in the attic and take a look at some point. Looks like one of these, the socket has the cover cracked a little bit, so I can replace that. The one thing in this room is something you and I talked about a long time ago, and never addressed. There's some damage down here that I don't think it changed in size. I think my daughter picks at it. I don't know why. It would be pretty easy to sheetrock back up. I've looked many times to see if this is ever wet, and it never is. So I don't know if this is something that's actively happening or something that happened a bit ago. I don't think it looked like this, or not this bad anyway, when we moved in. I don't know how much of it's my daughter fiddling with it or something else going on, but that's something to put on the list. Can't think of anything else wrong in this room. How does this look? All right, looks like there's like it's not even really noticeable. There's like the tiniest divot here, but I put these screws down so this shouldn't get any bigger. So that's that. All right, so the kitchen. Probably the biggest thing I could think of in this kitchen is that these cabinets have been kind of taking a beating, and some of it's our fault and some of it's just particle board cabinets have been used for years. I'm thinking as I walk here. The refrigerator works fine. I think this stuff works fine. The biggest thing I can think of in the kitchen is right here. I try to give my kids jobs, and my daughter's job is doing the dishes. The problem is that sometimes this is like a gasket here that will come loose, and several times it's leaked. And I think what's happened over time is that it's gotten down here and it's collapsed this bottom shelf here. I don't know if you can tell, but this is at an angle. Like, it's pretty much rotted out and needs to be replaced. Probably not too huge of a job, but yeah, this is just toast. It's just falling apart and mushy, and it needs to get replaced. The garbage disposal works fine. My son a couple years ago was hanging on this door. I think I told you I had a handyman come in here that I paid for a couple years ago, and the guy was just a hack. So this fell off, and this is the job he did fixing it, which is pretty terrible. I could probably do a better job myself fixing this. So this would be one to either fix, or if you're going to just redo the kitchen, then you don't have to. That's just part of the job, I suppose. So this doesn't really look like it should. What else is going on? There's just, I don't know, there's just like signs of use. You know, you just see these little imperfections, and it might be something that could be touched up, or you might do a bigger job in the whole kitchen. I'm not really sure, but there are some noticeable, you know, signs of just everyday use. Trying to think of anything else that's going on in here that is worth mentioning. Oh, there's like a little thing of paint I can retouch if I can find the right paint in the garage. This is just, the paint fell off. There's nothing more going on. Not sure how that happened or what was there, but your favorite red room. Let's see what's going on here. We've never used the fireplace. I can't think of anything wrong here. I'm not really sure what this thing is. It doesn't have a cover plate on it. I think it's probably for the security system, I'm guessing. I don't really know. I'm not aware it ever had one on, but something to note. Maybe it's nothing. Let's go out here real quick. Okay, I think I told you before, the Hurricane, these shutters work great. They went down the first time, every single one of them worked. The problem I'm having is this one will not go back up. If I go in the house and I hit the switch, I can hear this thing buzzing like it's trying to go back up, but it doesn't move. So I don't know, it might just be bound up in some way. I'm not really sure, but I haven't been brave enough to go up there and pull it apart. I do see some little cracks up here where the shutter apparatus is detached a little bit from the frame of the porch. I don't know if this is worth worrying about or not. I'm trying to think. All right, you know about this one. This is just, the gutters have just been full pretty much since we moved in. You know about this. So that would have to be pulled out. The bad thing about this is that the gutter doesn't really hold any water. So every time it rains, it just pours down here and it's always dirty. But all right, the pool, I'm not aware it has any problems. We don't use it a ton, but I'm not aware there's any kind of leaks or any sort of problem that I'm aware of. I guess I'll do a once around to this. I think one of these clasps is broken. Let me see. All right, a little moldy looking, but not the smoothest closing, but it works okay. These are not entirely aligned. I'm just noticing. I'm not sure if it's anything we did or it's always been like this. Your plants that you planted came in nicely and they look pretty healthy. All right, here's something. During the hurricane, I think I might have pointed this out to you last time you were here. This reinforcing wire attached, I think, to this thing, and over time it rusted out. So I tried to, this probably did absolutely nothing during the hurricane, but this might be reinforced with an eye or whatever the other ones look like, so that you can put this cable back on it. Let's see what a working one of them looks like. Underneath a bunch of stuff. Yeah, okay, so this has an eye that's attached to, yeah, it looks like this is just like an eye. It's bolted on. I don't know, it could be all these are rusting out. This doesn't feel too terrible, but let's see what else. All right, this is what I was thinking of. This is broken. It's been broken as long as I can remember. I don't know if it was broken when we moved in or not, but it works, but looks broken. Can't think of anything else. All these storm shutters worked fine during the hurricane. Not really aware of any more problems. My daughter does some projects out here, and this needs to be cleaned up, but I don't think there's any. We don't really come out here a whole lot. I'm not aware of anything wrong here that I can report right now. Let's go back in the house. Let's go in my wife's office. Is anything wrong in here? I can't think of anything wrong in this room. I think this is a healthy room. Can't think of anything. All right, got a couple wall scuffs from kids pushing things into it. Okay, now we're in the master. Trying to think. All right, the wall cover plate for these plugs is gone. I'm guessing it was here when we moved in. I can replace that. Not aware of anything wrong in here. Can't think of anything. I can't remember. Oh, here we go. Another door opened too hard, a little hole. I can patch this up like the other one. Put the little spring in there so it won't get any worse, but all right, closets. I can't think of anything wrong in here. Can't think of anything that would be wrong in this closet. This closet, I'm quite sure there's nothing wrong. Okay, now we're in the bathroom. What's wrong in here? Nothing, I think it's okay in here. Okay, here's one I've got. So this is a pretty new one. I think what happened is that we put something in here and kind of jammed into space. The pipe here was never, it was just kind of press fit and barely touching. These two pieces were just barely touching. This was not screwed on at all. I'm guessing what happened is this thing got bumped. And what happened is there's like a little, I don't know if you can see it very well here, but there's like a little hole that's formed down here due to dripping. Much smaller than the one in the kitchen. I mean, this whole thing, this is pretty solid on the bottom, except for this one little spot. So I don't know if that spot could be fixed or if enough water's gotten down there that you want to replace the whole thing and look for mold underneath. I don't know. But anyway, that's there. Bathtub, I don't think we've ever turned it on. This is the shower you and I were talking about before. This is kind of a small thing. This hose here is got a couple spots where water squirts out when you turn it on, and it just stays in the shower, but this thing's toast. This was the knob that we talked about a while back where the handyman guy basically filled this up with resin and just stuck it on here, and it's staying pretty nicely. That being said, the hardware here is, we couldn't find a replacement for it. I don't know where it came from. It looks like it might have, just from the discoloration of these tiles, it looks like this wall was opened up at least once before. But yeah, it could be this stuff needs an upgrade, and I don't know what your plans are if you're just gonna rip this whole thing out, but functionally it works fine. It works fine, I don't have any problems with it. Other than these like little, this should probably be replaced, but that's not too big of a job. Hard to say what's going on, like if there's something going on in this wall you were talking about, or these walls, I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but functionally it's working fine for us. What's going on where we can't see, I don't really know. So this is like my office and workout room. What's going on here? Oh, here's a problem that's my fault. When I started working out of this room, I did not have this protective plastic thing. And what happened is that my chair caused a little rip in this rug. This is completely my fault. So there's just like it's not too crazy, but there's like a piece of the yarn or whatever this is that got ripped up. So there's like a little bit of I don't know, it's probably a foot long or so. So I don't know, maybe that could be patched or something, but yeah, that's completely on me. That's my own negligence. What else is going on in this room? Can't think of anything else. I think it's all right. So where have I not been yet? Let's go outside. And if there's stuff you want to get a closer look at, I can make another one of these videos if you're still awake watching this one. Trying to think. There's a little bit of vegetation on the roof. Hopefully the crazy people in the HOA don't squawk about that. I'm trying to think what else is going on. This storm shutter worked fine during the hurricane. There might be some lawn work in order here. The lawn isn't taking so well here. Some of it's probably, I don't know if there's a dead spot for the sprinkler here or it's just from my wife driving over it so many times. A little bit of it over here too. And then maybe the worst one is after the hurricane, the landscape guys just put all this stuff. There's a big pile of vegetation on this lawn. I don't know if my shadow's getting in the way here, but a lot of this is borderline alive. So this might be a candidate to replant at some point. Someone dinged this mailbox at some time. I don't know if it was it's not entirely straight anymore. I'm not sure what happened. It wasn't us, it was someone dinged this thing. It's pretty subtle. I notice it, but most people probably wouldn't. Yeah, these trees are getting pretty big. Drops a ton of leaves depending on the time of year. I don't know if these might be something to trim at some point. Looking around the house, I don't see. It's pretty odd. I just noticed this. There's once in a while there's something growing out of the house, which I don't really. I don't know. I'll rip that down. I'm not really sure. These things are pretty hardy. They'll grow just about anywhere, apparently. Geez, I should come out here more. So there's another thing growing up here. I can get rid of some of this stuff. It's interesting. Earlier, when we were in my daughter's room, this is you can see it through the window. This is the part where I wonder if there's something being caused. I don't know if that's growing out of the gutter or the house itself. I can't really tell. I don't know. It'd be interesting to go up there with a ladder and see what's going on. I don't really know. And it looks like there's like, it doesn't look alive now. It looks like something was growing out of this house at some point. And this is pushed out a little bit. I don't know. I'm just doing a walk around because I don't really come out here that much. I guess we've been back here. So anyway, if you're still awake after watching this, this is kind of a state of the union of the house, or everything that I know about. I might think of something later that I didn't mention, but this is pretty much absolutely everything I can think of. So if you want me to look closer in a certain area or see something I didn't show, then let me know, and I'll come out and do that. As I'm looking, it looks like, what is this? I don't know. It doesn't appear to be a crack. It just seems like vegetation. I don't know. It looks bad, but it doesn't feel bad. I can't feel any ridge here. Not sure what's causing that. All right, it looks, I don't know. Not sure. If there's a ridge there, it's very small. Anyway, let me know if there's more you want to see, or that kind of thing, and I will take more videos or talk to you about it. Check out whatever you want me to check out, and take it from there. Thanks, Mark.